What's going on, everybody? So, what is the one thing keeping me from reaching my potential? And you probably would expect my answer, even though I know for a fact it's not going to be received well by some. It's still my belief. The one thing keeping you from reaching your potential, you ready? Is you. Now, I realize there's a whole lot that's behind that, so let's unpack that for a second. When I say you, it's mindset, it's heart set, it's emotional triggers, it's behavioral patterns. It's a number of things that are going to keep you in a self-defeating path and not actually reaching your potential. It's how do you actually navigate through the world? How do you think through and feel through the obstacles that you face? Do you embrace the pains necessary to avoid the suffering in your life? Do you embrace the pains to allow you to gain freedom? The reason I say you as well is because I'm a big believer in having ownership over everything that happens to you. When we can shift ourselves from the victim mentality of we can't do certain things because of the environment, the culture, the economy, lack of resources, lack of relationships, whatever the case may be. That's really a victim mentality. That's not taking ownership for what we can do moving forward. Well, here's the reality. Everything happens in our lives is not by coincidence. And there are opportunities for us to learn and grow in every single minute of every single day. So all those obstacles, all those challenges, all those reasons that you think you can't reach your potential are really opportunities to learn, grow, gain wisdom, gain clarity, gain experience, all the above. But when we sit and blame other people and we don't put ourselves into a future-focused and objective perspective, which would say something like, what can I do to change, control, or influence the direction of my life? It gives us the feeling of really being able to wrap our arms around a whole lot more. When it comes to emotional triggers and behavioral patterns, most of those things were conditioned into you. So you could also sit and say, well, that's not my fault. How is that the thing keeping me from reaching my potential? Because if you don't put in the work to become aware of what those things are, and you don't put in the work to become intentional with how do you change those patterns, how do you move them into a place of conscious awareness, how do you ensure that you identify when you're emotionally triggered so that you can pause and choose a different path? If you don't do those things, that's on you. That's on nobody else. That's on you. So I know this is a little bit different approach, a little slightly different energy than maybe some ways that I've communicated on videos and stuff in the past. But I want to be really clear here. This is not to make you feel stuck. This is not to beat you up for where you're at or the lack of where you're at. This is really to highlight the opportunity that you have to change the destiny, direction, and outcome of your life so that you can be the one to ensure that you reach your potential. So hopefully you understand now when I say the one thing keeping you from reaching your potential is you. But the one thing that can also ensure you reach your potential is you. Which side of the coin do you want to be on? I'd rather know that I'm doing everything I can to make sure that I get where I want to be and have the impact on the lives that I want to have and have the family dynamic that I want to have and have the health, the autonomy, the freedom, the joy, the fulfillment that I desire and, frankly, we all deserve. So, are you going to be active in this whole approach? Are you going to be passive in this whole approach? Are you going to be a victim? Or are you going to take ownership? Till next time, be great and be you.